come to an end, Simon. It's come to an end, and Preston were the team that managed to beat us. How are you feeling?
A little flat. Can't deny that. But it had to come eventually. I wasn't expecting it to be tonight.
No, nor was I.
But when the team was announced and I saw Mefs at left back from the start, I was a bit worried. And as the game went on, we were severely lacking down the left side and really missed Jay-Z and that partnership we've had for most of the season. So that's a worry. So there are some concerns down the left-hand side, and I think that imbalance didn't enable us to play at our best, because normally we can switch sides, get Christie involved, then change it up the other side. And I think that really upset the balance in the team. Other than that, it just didn't feel as perky as other games.
We should probably give Preston some credit tonight, because I thought they did really well. I was expecting them to come along and park the bus and slash the tyres, but they didn't do that. They took the lead, we equalised, and at that point I honestly thought we was going to get back into it and win it. But then they scored that sucker punch goal after we'd made some changes where our formation seemed all over the place for a couple of minutes, and we were duly punished.
Yeah, it seemed a bit all over the place, but yeah, Preston do deserve credit. In games previously in the season, obviously we've played against teams who've put an extra man in midfield. You know, not necessarily at the start, and they went through at the back straight away. So we were going to be under pressure in the middle of the park, and I think that showed at many points during that first half. So it is what it is, but you know, I'd rather us lose our first game 5 points clear at the top of the league.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know, we're still there. It's the Championship. What do you expect?
Yeah, exactly. Simon, cheers for coming.
Take care.
Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Ben, how are you, mate? You all right?
I'm just about all right.
Yeah, not a brilliant performance, but team from the start sort of indicated that it was always going to be a little bit tricky.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those teams. It's last season as well. What did we get? 1 point off them?
Yeah.
I think it was just so hard to break down. Just obviously 5 at the back. It was a tough team to break down. But I think we looked a little bit casual. I think maybe, but yeah, it wasn't great. But it's okay. It's just a shame that our unbeaten start's come to an end, but it's all right.
Teams are catching up on us though. West Brom scored and won 1-0, 7-0.
Yep. Yeah, it's fine. But I think we should still be all right. I mean, it's only one game and it's a long season, but you know, I think even though Fulham won 7-0, we've just got to focus on ourselves. But yeah, I think the team didn't perform great, but it's all right. Everyone has those games, and I think that was one of them. I think it does show how far the team's come, seeing as it come 16 games in.
Must admit though, out of the two teams that we're playing both tonight and Saturday, I thought that maybe Swansea, with their recent renaissance, they've won 4 and 5.
Yeah.
I thought that they were going to be the side that might give us the most problems, but Preston, to their credit, absolutely dug in, and they weren't a bad side at all.
Yeah, I did miss the second goal because I did go into the toilet, but the first goal was well played. Apparently maybe the second goal was offside, but they did play well. You know, they're a good counter-attacking team, and we struggled to break them down. And fair play to them. I think they'll probably stay up this season, but yeah, it's all right.
Never mind. We roll on. Nice one, Ben.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate. Pip, how are you? Nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you. Shame about the circumstances after us losing 2-1.
I guess it had to come sometime, and you could kind of... The first half left me a bit uneasy because we seemed to be playing very comfortably. I texted to a friend, my friend back home, and said it was like champagne football but without any fizz. You know, the first half we were stroking it around confidently but without any real penetration. And we had a few scares then, because the once or twice they got up towards us, they looked a bit more dangerous and a bit more incisive. And second half I thought we were trying to get at them a bit more, but then, gave away a fairly soft goal, I think, as far as I could see from my end. And then we could have lost it by a third goal, easily. I thought on our team, I thought Philip Billing was brilliant all round. Seeing the game live now, I see all the intelligent runs he does that you don't always see on highlights on telly or anything, and he really impresses me more and more. And that languorous style conceals a lot of work rate. But I thought it was low. It looked just a little bit out of his depth today, and lacked a bit of confidence. And of course, that was that awful miss he did at the end, where he just hit it too hard rather than play. So, but they were fighting hard. There's a good spirit. They didn't look like they were falling out. There was, they were supporting each other. So it had to happen. So. hopefully it's how we respond to this will show the quality of this team, and I think they've got the quality and the atmosphere. They can come back from this, and we're gonna go. I think we can come back and be better for it. But
superbly put, Pip.
Okay.
Thanks very much for coming on. Really appreciate it. Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
We got Kirk who's coming on because I know you've got to shoot off pretty quick here today, mate.
Championship bit back.
Yeah, not brilliant.
Well, I'm back 10 hours. I think I said to you, if we lose a football match before Fulham, it's going to be because we're our worst own enemy. And God, my life, did we do that in the first half. I think we gave Preston a hope because we were so poor in the first half. And team's going to come here and go, do you know, we get in half-time 0-0 and we take our chances in the second half, we might get something. They took their chances, but we helped them, in my opinion.
We did. It felt as though we lacked a lot of energy on both flanks, actually, but particularly on the left. That's because we've not got that player that can naturally bomb on, which makes you think, why was he put there when you could maybe just swap them out? I know that people are intent on keeping that partnership, but where we succeed really well is being so incredible down the flanks. Chris Mepham's not that player that will overlap, and he got forward a bit, but he's not that natural attacking player, is he?
No, so this is nothing against Chris Mepham.
When I
saw the lineup, didn't like it. I think what Samora gives you is he drives 30 yards into space. What that then does is unsettles the opposition's defence. Other players find pockets, Billing and Anthony. And because Mepham doesn't do that, he was a poor version of Adam Smith when he's played there tonight. And Jamal was isolated, there was no overlaps. But what it also helped Preston do was nullify the other threat that we had, which was Christie. So every time Christie got it, he was doubled up because that's all they had to really worry about. And he was playing with his back to goal most of the time. And I thought it was... Christie's got an average performance in him if you can nullify him, and I felt they did that.
We're in the very fortunate position of being able to criticise whilst we're in the luxury position of being first. But some of the like Mark Hondes, I was quite surprised that Mark Hondes came on, someone that hasn't had minutes in quite a while, where I thought maybe it'll be like Robbie Brady coming on or something like that. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, especially when you've got the quality of Robbie Brady, and if we are throwing people in the box, he's got quality. I mean, Anthony threw a few crosses in at the end, but they were too high, too close to the goalkeeper. And the sucker punch came, wasn't it? It was the second or third change, which then changed the formation, and we conceded the second goal immediately, trying to make that substitution, trying to make that formation change.
It felt like we were at 6 and 7. I wasn't even sure where Lerm was playing. Was he a makeshift centre back at one stage? I don't really know what was going on.
I think I said earlier on as well, I think we've got a better manager and we won't have these sort of silly mistakes, and we haven't. But we conceded for the first time, and then we were all over the place, and they could have had a third, to be fair, if their striker could have finished it. So look, the big question is now, do we react? It's the first big question. We had a question against Sheffield United. We got the result on that day. We didn't get it tonight. Now what happens on Saturday against Swansea?
They're a good side at the moment.
Yeah, a team that hasn't scored against us in the last 6 head-to-heads, and they haven't beat us in 9 of the head-to-heads. And they're going to take confidence that Preston have come here and scored. I'm hoping Scotty's looked at that and gone, whatever I do, I need a natural left footer, whether that's Brady, whether that's Leif Davis. If it's not Leif Davis, what's he doing here, in my opinion? So I think we need that natural overlap. We need that natural build-up down the wings, because we didn't get Solanke involved enough tonight. And unfortunately we didn't do enough damage earlier on, which we needed to do.
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
Right,
thanks very much for coming
fantastic.
on. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Tommy J's here somewhere. Oh, there he is.
Alan, you coming on with me?
Doubling up in his Columbia shirt. Oh, look at you. You're both in your yellow shirts. Loving it. Mini Hensman and Mini Jordan here as well.
Thank you.
2-1.
It was, mate.
Talk to me about it.
It was frustrating. I think Preston probably earned it, to be fair to them. Maybe a draw was a fair result, but I thought Preston come here and done a really good job on us. First half was awful, wasn't it? We were thinking there's literally no content there. There was literally nothing. Second half they took the lead, but we got ourselves back into it. That's the most frustrating thing. We've done well, we stepped up, we scored a good goal, and then I thought, right, the game's ours now. You know, they'll rip their hands off for a draw, but just didn't happen for us. We had that chance right at the end. I thought Lowe should have scored. Keeper did do well, to be fair to him, but subs were a bit odd. You know, Parker's been outstanding, hasn't he? But I didn't really get it. If Brady's amongst the subs, then surely that means he's available to come on. And one, we haven't got a left back, and he can obviously play out position. And then two, we were just chucking balls in the box, and we know he has got a good left foot on him, a good delivery. And I was thinking the amount of times he's got it down the left hand side and put in poor crosses, but it was just a frustrating night, man.
So at 1-0 down, it looked like he was going to make 2 changes, and then we scored, and then he opted for 1, but then shortly after came that second change. Did he actually need to make that second change?
Maybe not. I think it never helps when he made it and they scored instantly, didn't they? And we didn't look like we really knew where we were. And if he was going to a back 3, you might as well keep Mepham on, really, and just play 3 centre-halves that know how to play it. And then at the end of the game, we just had Lerma and Cahill sat there and we were just chucking balls in. But it is what it is, mate. It was one of them nights, but we will bounce back. We'll be fine. They done well. We struggled with Preston, don't we? We had that last season. They're a decent outfit and they done well. But, one of them nights. And their keeper, felt like we could have played for another hour. That goalkeeper was on one today, wasn't he?
Well, it's great to hear from Legend, but we haven't heard from him yet. Adam, how are you, mate? You all right? Not the best result, was it? Who's your favourite player today, though, for Bournemouth? Are you putting a shift?
No.
Go on, you've got to say one. Who was our best player?
Probably Billy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? And a lot of people were saying that. Anyway, they scored twice at your end. What was it like seeing those goals going for Preston? Not great, eh?
Good.
No, not very good. Will we bounce back, though, against Swansea?
I don't know, really.
Oh.
Because how am I supposed to predict the future?
Well, you're no Marky Masters, are you?
Love it.
Mate, thanks for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it. Put it there. We've got Ethan coming on next as well. Ethan Burney. All right, mate. How are you? Oh, mate. I'm talking to you and we've lost. This feels weird.
Yeah, it does feel weird. Only one though. It's only one though.
It's only one, and you're still optimistic, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What do you think went wrong today, mate?
Crossing, 100% crossing.
Yeah.
Like no one was heading it. Like Anthony, Rogers. Every time he got in the ball was losing it. I don't know why, but until one point he got in the box, but didn't cross it at all.
Yeah.
And Jamal Lowe also could have had an easy tap in. Literally just like side-footed it.
Oh, mate, so that was the shot that came in from, was it Stacey or someone had a shot?
Stacey,
and then the keeper parried it, and honestly, I was half celebrating because I thought it's going to be going in. And I mean, wonder save from the keeper, but he should have done better, Jamal, surely.
Yeah, Jamal, like, he ain't Timo Werner, is he? Like, you know where's the goal is, but he just, like, passed it to the keeper. He's like, oh, yeah, you can have it, mate. Yeah. No problem.
So, seeing the other results tonight, Fulham winning 7-0.
7-0.
I mean,
mad.
What a joke, eh?
Yeah, like, never doubt Fulham, is it? Like, it's just Mitrovic, isn't he? He's just scoring at the moment.
And then West Brom also pulled a 1-0 out win against Hull out of the bag as well. Yeah. So that closes the gap. But you know what? We're in the luxurious position of being able to drop points when we're so far ahead. So, you know, what kind of team talk would you be giving to the lads ahead of the Swansea game of the weekend?
Just go fully at it. I mean, it's Swansea, but it's going to be a tough game. But hopefully we can win. Get those 3 points back on the board, and we can still be carrying on our first position.
Yeah, nice one. All right, mate. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thank
really
you
appreciate it. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, no worries at all. Morgan's standing by as well. Morgan Scott. Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
I don't know if you're Morgan Scott or Brian Harvey from East 17 in that coat, mate.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that, mate.
A little bit disappointed. We were always going to get a low eventually, weren't we? And it's just one of them things, but we kind of have to move on. I was thinking if it was going to happen, it was going to be on Saturday against Swansea. I know I was speaking to Steve a minute ago and he was saying the same thing, but anyway, it's happened now, and you got to get it out of your system. Like, it's first day tomorrow, 72 hours, we go again, another couple of days training, and then just got to graft out the result and try and get back on the drawing board.
Do you think there's any complacency within the side when you're looking at the table? Preston haven't won away all season. Preston, you know, they're in 19th. You know, despite the fact that they beat us last season, this season they're not as good a proposition, it seems. And it is almost like we could turn up, we could put players in whatever position we wanted to. Chris Mepham, right? Last 20 minutes of Reading, he had to do a job, and that job was not to attack. We had a 2-0 lead by that point. All he needed to do was just basically stay firm at the back and make sure we didn't concede. This time is a different kettle of fish, because he's got to replace Jay-Z, a player that naturally attacks, naturally bombs forward. I'm not trying to single out Chris Mepham at all, but when you've got such imbalance, it puts pressure on the other side. It also puts some pressure on other players as well. Was there complacency?
I think there was complacency, but I think what you've got to remember that Chris Mepham and Jordan Small are two completely different players. I think Jordan I think Jordan Samora obviously was a massive blow tonight. We were umming and ahhing if he was going to start. Obviously it's here, so otherwise he would have been in the team. To be honest with you, I don't understand the change. I thought McCann did really okay at left back. I thought he did. Yeah. I don't think he deserved to come up when he did. I thought it changed the dynamic.
He's stronger in the air than Zamora. He's stronger in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I just thought he had such a good game, and he had that little shot where the keeper made a good save. So it's a shame, really, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and we kind of got to get it out of the system.
Thoughts ahead of Swansea at the weekend, mate? It's going to be a tricky game.
Yeah, hopefully, but we kind of just got to get on with it. And
I mean, they're a side that are winning games, and they've won some pretty decent games recently as well.
Yeah, I saw them play, as I said earlier on the show this morning, like they played Cardiff and they were really on it from top one, and it's just, I think they're going to give us another test now, and I think now we had the kick in the teeth, like this could get on a lull period, and I really hope for the sake of us, the lads come out of it tonight and they think, okay, it's Thursday morning, new game, new start, and just carry on.
We could have almost done with that result being on Saturday, where we got 2 weeks to think about it and change it. Or is it good that we've only got a short amount of time to change it around and and hopefully put a win out of the bag on Saturday and then go into the international break with a bit of momentum?
Yeah, I think the only good thing about having the getting it out of the system tonight is good, because then you can go into an international break hopefully with a win, and then just draw back, and hopefully we can push on and just start getting back to winning ways again, because obviously tonight is a kick in the teeth, but I think in a way we deserve to lose at times in that game. You got to win a game by putting 120% in at all time, and tonight we didn't do that. I thought at the first 30 minutes was flat like the last couple of games. I thought we started poorly against Reading and Stoke and tonight, but it is what it is, and we're still top of the league, so we can't be too negative, can we?
Yeah, we're still top of the league. And remember, if you want to get your views on ahead of the preview show, which is going to be coming up later on in the week, then make sure you send it via Telegram. The details are below. Also, you can email it to fans@afcbpodcast.com or do it via Facebook Messenger. But Morgan, we're still top of the league. Everything's all right, isn't it?
We're top of the league.
We're top of the league. It's fine.